How's the on-ground situation there in Kashmir?
Weren't
you scared at all of being shot at or kidnapped?
No.
Like Roja?
No. I wasn't. Everybody keeps saying this, that why did you go to Kashmir in this situation? I don't know.
That's what I wanted to know. Yeah.
I don't know why I did not think that I might face this kind of thing. I guess because I could see a lot of people planning their treks, and we had been speaking to our trek guide for the last 5 months, right? We had been interacting with him, and he had assured us that, listen, you're not going to face any issues. We didn't face any issues at all.
And these were local Kashmiris?
Yeah. Our trek guide was a local. We stayed with a Kashmiri family in their house, had Wazwan, etc.
And how is life in Kashmir? I mean, we'll get to the trek in a bit. How's like I've not been anywhere. Kashmir also includes that anywhere bit. But when I think of life in Kashmir, from whatever I've seen on the media, news, movies, all of that, right? It seems like a place that's very daunting. Of course, all the imagery is beautiful, the lakes are beautiful, the hills, the people, the costumes, the women, the men, everyone seems beautiful, but there seems to be a strain of melancholy that runs through the narrative of Kashmir. What was your experience like?
I agree with you, because when you hear about Kashmir in the media, when you read books about Kashmir, when you watch things like movies about Kashmir, you feel like, oh, there's so much gloom and sadness.
Yeah.
I did not feel that. Okay. I did not feel there was a gloom and sadness. But there are two parts of Kashmir, right? There's Srinagar, which is like a city, any other city.
Right.
And then there's the rest of Kashmir, which is up on the hills. So those are the rural parts of Kashmir, right? And people there lead simple lives. They're not doing too badly, in the sense that they're not rich, but they're not exactly impoverished either. And the village we went to did not have any sign of the army.
Oh, that's pleasantly surprising.
That is very surprising, because Srinagar itself is highly, it has a lot of security. You see army all the time. On the highway itself, it's a beautiful highway, very good roads, but you keep stopping every 20 minutes because the army stops you to let convoys through. Especially after Pulwama, there's been a lot of focus on security on the highways, right? But once we reached that village, which was a little after Pahalgam is a very popular tourist spot. It was definitely not an overjoyous, happy place. But I'll tell you this, the people of Kashmir, and we mostly interacted with very Kashmiri people. They were very warm to us, and they spoke to us very nicely. There's this thing called Kashmiriyat, which is the way people of Kashmir behave. And they were very warm and nice to us, but you can sense that it's not entirely authentic. They are doing that because at the end of the day, Kashmir lives on tourism. That is I think their main source of revenue is tourism. So they are nice to tourists. They are very good with tourists. But you can feel somewhere that there is a sense of them not being their selves completely with you. That comes, you can kind of sense that, and you don't want to probe further because you don't know what you're stoking.